Ayo, you are listening to the Parental Advisory Podcast. I am one of your hosts, L.O. Soul, alongside J Surf, the Chico Wilmo Rivera,
Pass me the mic, bro.
the brown guy.
Sad,
dude. And we have special guest in the house,
Returning guest.
Emmanuel George.
Emmanuel George in the building, yo.
Yo. What's up, everybody?
DJ Serve.
Get in your mouth.
All right, that's enough. That's enough of that.
Anyhow.
Anyways, guys, again, yes, it's another episode with Emmanuel George. I think it's like the third one we've had with him.
Mr. Black Broward himself, ladies and gentlemen.
We just can't get enough of his knowledge.
For the hat trick. Going for the hat trick.
And Emmanuel, you have an event coming up, don't you? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, first of all, before anything, where can the people find you at, Emmanuel? Online, all the social media? What do you...
Live right now? Are you live? Going live?
Yeah, just for like 30 minutes, just to like...
He's live.
Just to like, tease people so they can listen to the full thing when it comes on. But yeah, people can find me on Instagram at Black Broward and Facebook, Emmanuel George, EMMANUEL space GEORGE. So yeah, that's where they can find me.
Fox with them people. He's a man of the people, for the people, by the people.
We got him up here too.
Yes.
I got the live video.
And he decided to hang out with us degenerates. Yeah.
Yes.
To come spread the word. So, like Ella was saying, you got an event coming up, a big event coming up, Emmanuel. If you want to go ahead and elaborate on that, let the people know what's going on.
Well, it's the SisTrunk affair. I'm co-producing myself and Al Huggins. Shout out to Al. It's basically creating a platform for black artists in Broward County, as well as creating an art destination for those who enjoy art tourism. So that's basically what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just creating that platform, something that's never been done before, and we're just aiming to make that happen. And that's what we doing with the SisTrunk affair. It's going to be some cool events. It's going to be 3 art exhibits. January 17th is going to be BASE, which stands for Broward's Artistry and Soul Experience, and that's going to feature local black artists from Broward County, and they're paying homage to Broward through art. So when you walk in the Old Dillard Museum, January 17th from 5 to 8 p.m., you will be seeing artwork of the likes of Esther Roll, Tamara James SisTrunk, Kodak Black, XXXTentacion, landmark places like King Store, the Victory Theater, different places and people of Broward's history through art. And January 18th from 4 to 6 p.m., you'll also have what's called We Love Art 2 at the African American Research Library, which is Al Huggins' exhibit. It's going to feature a lot of his artists locally and globally. He's been in the art game for about 11, 12 years or so. You know what I'm saying? He's a real art OG, like
right.
Black art OG in Broward.
You expect him to have like a pink whip.
and he's having his art exhibit at the library from 4 to 6. It's gonna feature artists from Chicago, Philly, Miami, Broward. The African American Research Library, and also after that event, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Midtown Commerce Center, you're gonna have what's called Create. You know what I'm saying, which stands for Cultural Renaissance, establishes a tactical evolution, and that's basically gonna be at Midtown Commerce Center. It's gonna feature local black artists from West Palm Beach, Broward, Dade County, just showcasing their work. So it's gonna be 3 art exhibits. There's gonna be other events like Support the Real, as in REEL, Support the Reals, which is local filmmakers from Broward, just showcasing they short films at the Old Dillard Museum. And you know what I'm saying, it's going to be a Q&A after, just getting to know them and just have a discussion on their work. It's going to be panel discussions. You know what I'm saying, the panel is on Black Broward, so it's basically going to feature pioneers from each historic black community speaking about the beginnings of their communities and how each community intersects. Okay. So for Pompano, you're going to have Hazel Ambrister, who played a huge role into the Allied Cultural Center, still being up and being like one of the last landmarks in the black community. You'll have Rodney Collins from Daney. You'll have Mr. Burroughs from SisTrunk. You know what I'm saying? There's different, pioneers from each community. And there's other events happening, paint and sip for the adults. You know what I'm saying? You want to drink, paint, have a good time. Then you also
That paint and sip stuff has become really, really
It's been
popular
really
over the last few
popping.
years.
Yeah, it's been really
So,
popping.
I think that's going to be very successful for you guys, especially
Yeah.
incorporating that into that.
Now, is this
Yeah, it's gonna be-
is this the first ever event that you guys are having like this, or is this something that you've done already a couple of years?
No, it's gonna be the first time. I mean, the way it came to be, like me and Al we were both on the CAC board in Dania Beach, the Cultural Arts Committee, and you know what I'm saying, like we're like the only two young black people on that board. You know, there's another black dude. He's elder. He's like in his 60s, and how we both came to be, like we both had like he had like a lot of artists and under his in his collective, and I have a lot of artists in my collective, and you know what I'm saying. So we both decided to come together, and it's also in conjunction with Fort Lauderdale Art and Design Week, which is Evan Snow and Andrew Martineau, and basically what they have is like kind of like what Broward is going into is like the Art Basel realm,
Right.
Like where like Evan and Andrew have their showcasing, which is like the art on the sea in downtown Fort Lauderdale, Los Olas area, and the same way Miami Art Basel has their stuff on South Beach, and the same way like Miami Art Basel has their stuff in Wynwood. Like you, in Broward, you have Fat Village and Math District get activated. You know what I'm saying? And then in Art Basel, you have like Art of Black, Soul Basel, Arts Africa, all these different things. There's nothing that pertains to the black community in terms of art and culture, and that's how me and Al came together with the SisTrunk Affair, because we wanted to fulfill that void.
Okay.
You know?
So it's more so get obviously not just the international community, but more so the local community. This is with a focus on the local community.
Yes, most
right.
definitely.
As far as the artist goes, that you're looking.
It's definitely want to highlight the local artists. I mean, art tourism is a big thing coming into Broward County. In 2015, according to what's the man name from the Broward County Cultural Division, Earl Bosworth, who's the head of the Broward County Cultural Art Division, $414 million was brought into Broward's economy through art tourism. So that's from museums, art galleries, hotel bookings, Airbnbs, restaurants, travel, all these things. It amassed to $414 million. So art is business. Is more than just some cool trendy stuff. It's actually a business that's blowing up. You know what I'm saying? In Miami, it's in the billions. Like I think Art Basel alone generates like $1 billion a week.
You got artists from all over the world coming in for
So
Art Basel.
exactly. So that's basically what it's becoming to, and what we're end up creating, and we're just here to create that platform and just to highlight the local artists, because oftentimes local artists get overlooked compared to the global artists. Like when you see like a lot of these fancy murals in like downtown Hollywood and Fat Village and Mass District, a lot of artists sometimes aren't even from here. Some of them are not even from this country.
No,
and then they come in and then they get commissioned to do this artwork. When you have a local brother or local sister who can do pretty much the same kind of thing, even better, and they're not getting that contract. They're not getting that paid to do the same thing.
The recognition.
The recognition. So we just want to be able to shed light on local talent, because there's a lot of local talented people down here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we want to do.
Is there anybody you're excited to see their pieces? Anybody you want to shout out to?
Oh man, okay. Definitely my event. I want to shout out all of them because it's like 16, 15. I don't want to leave anybody out, man. But honestly, like, JD Raw Talent, you know what I'm saying, is a real dope brother. And when y'all see what he showcases at base, it's gonna be really phenomenal.
And I just want to make sure they're gonna create the murals or their art pieces there.
They're creating it already.
Oh, okay, and they're gonna showcase
it's gonna be like a gallery
Okay.
where you walk in and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
So before you go on with the artist, I gotta ask you, because you're really feeling adamant about like how they have so many different artists come in and they don't really have anyone local. Are you trying to do anything about that? Like shed some light on our own community, saying, hey, give them the spotlight. It
definitely seems by doing this, it's he's starting the progression, or he's starting the discussion of
that would definitely be the goal. Is because it's not to we want to show dope art, dope cultural creative things, but we also want to have dialogue. We want to create conversation, and that's what we're aiming to do. We want it to be something that's every year. So it's like SisTrunk Affair for 2020, 2021, and then we end up going into other communities. So it's not just SisTrunk affair. You know what I'm saying? You have the stuff in the African American Research Library at Old Dillard Museum. But also, you know, we could go to Pompano and have, you know, the Allied Cultural Center. We could go to Hollywood at MLK or Hallandale at Foster Park. You know what I'm saying? Just different parts to activate, you know what I'm saying, South, Central, and North Broward. Because art tourism is a big, thing coming up. So we want to be able to, you know what I'm saying, preserve the culture, you know what I'm saying, curate the culture in all these different ways.
Are you going to be doing any type of music events there as well?
Music events, I mean, there's going to be music, I mean, more so in the background. There is some stuff in the works.
Or performance-wise, are you going to have...
Oh, like live performance-wise?
Live performance-wise?
It's in the works for, like, Saturdays, the art walk, you know, which is in Fort Lauderdale, like, where they activate Mass District, Fat Village, you know what I'm saying, on the Saturday.
Right. So
we want it to be able to be a point where people can go to the west side of the train tracks and see some art too, because everything on the art walk is on the east side at Fat Village, you know. So we want to be able to, you know, what I'm saying, like have some stuff too for like local artists, you know, what I'm saying, musicians, stuff like that. And then, you know, Elo, you definitely be one of the first people, you know, what I'm saying, Steve and Jansport, Jack, you know, the whole bro life movement, you know. So we definitely aiming to do that. And you know, it's still coming along pretty well.
Nice, man.
And this is just not a one-day event. I just want the listeners to know this is going to be a big 3-day event from the 17th to
the 26th.
26th.
Yes.
Also, it's even longer than that.
Yeah, it's every day is something to do. You know
Gotcha.
what I'm saying? So like the 17th and the 18th is the private reception for 3 art galleries. You know, so it's transporting through. You know what I'm saying? It's like a triangle basically. You have the Old Dillard Museum, the African American Research Library, and you have the Midtown Commerce Center. You know, on the 18th is 2 gallery openings back to back, 4 to 6 and 6 to 8.
Nice.
And then there's going to be other events like Support the Real, the Paint and Sip. There's going to be a youth art workshop for the kids to learn art, to learn a skill. You know, things like that. There's going to be the panel. There's going to be an artist talk. Van Monroe, who's from Ohio, from Cleveland, Ohio, who's coming down, and he's an artist that has done work for Spike Lee, for 20th Century Fox, Pixar, Barack Obama. You know, he's done a lot of. So he's going to come down and it's going to be an artist talk where people get to know him and just have a dialogue. You know what I'm saying, with Van Monroe, a well acclaimed artist. And there's going to be, what else we're going to be having? There's also talks. It's not finalized yet, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, shout out to Amber, our gem. She had the Art Wars event December 1st. She's on her second year. And Will Simpson, shout out to Will Simpson, won last year. And JD, Raw Talent, won this year. And the talk is to have them to go at it. You know what I'm saying? At the SisTrunk affair.
An art battle.
An art battle, which would be dope because they're both from Fort Lauderdale. They both went to Dillard High School. You know what I'm saying? They're both extremely talented.
How does that work, an art battle?
You know, it's what we'd do is like, you know, they'll have like an hour, you know what I'm saying, 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? They have like a big canvas, like a 48 by 48 canvas, and they just draw what they want to draw, and then the crowd, you know, they'll be able to judge. You know, it might be like marbles going into like a cup, like this is JD's cup, this is Will's cup, and you know what I'm saying, whoever fills up the most wins, stuff like that. You know, they're both well-acclaimed artists. JD has done a lot of murals at Dillard High School. He's like my age, 29, 30 years old. And Will has done the Andrew Gillum mural that you may have seen on SisTrunk.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know, so it'll be like an Ali and Frazier battle, you know, having them two go at it during the SisTrunk affair. Really, you know, I would love to see that. But it's still in the works right now, so... but it's you know, shout out to them two both. They're both in like my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I love them both.
So since I do have you on, and you did bring up Andrew Gillum, I wanted to get your take on everything that happened during the midterms, because I didn't get to have you on during that time, but I'd love to hear now what you know, what was your, I guess, overall concessions on what exactly election, everything that played out from start to finish.
I'm happy, first that Amendment 4 is passed, and that an extra 1.4 million people will be able to get their rights back to vote. I am happy about it. I'm just kind of cautious. I'm just kind of wondering, like, now that you know, DeSantis has won, he's been talking about trying to like change some things and just seeing how that may play out. But in terms of Andrew Gillum not winning, I do feel as if there's a lot of rigging involved into it. You know, Florida, we're always just screwing up some way, shape, or form. Case in point, Al Gore. I think it was in the 2000 or 2004 elections.
2000
elections. So like I think there's definitely some play in there, but at the same time, I do feel as if a lot of things was made to like scare off a lot of millennials and Generation Z people, because a lot of younger folks was really mobilized into being active and wanting to go vote and understand the importance of it. So, the only thing I could say is moving forward to 2020, especially with Amendment 4 passing, is that, we just come back even 10 times stronger now. Right. So that's all I hope
he runs. I hope he runs for the next term.
I hope so too.
You know what I'm saying? Because Gillum is. Looking at his background and his pedigree, it's definitely. He had my vote. I definitely, what I'm saying.
I voted for him. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he didn't lose by that big of a margin either. It was a very small margin that he lost by. Yeah, so it shows that the numbers are there.
They were still mad that even though in defeat, which I praise for him, or I praise him for, he was very humble in his speech when he finally said his concession. Yeah, right. Thank you. My dumbass brain. But I saw this whole thing. I saw the comments being made on the live videos of his speech, and it was just,
of course.
Even when he says, I give up, they still can't stop attacking him. It's so crazy.
That's Florida for you.
That's Florida. That's Florida to a T.
We're a very, of course, a very racist country. I mean, let's say country. I'm sorry.
No, you're pretty right.
State.
Right.
This is live. We're a very racist state, and we are a racist country too. In general,
that's a fact.
We're Florida's a very racist state, and a lot of people from the western parts, the central parts of Florida. I'm talking about places that's not, South Florida. It's not Orlando.
Right.
That's not Jacksonville. The most of Florida,
right?
We're the ones that was definitely getting their voices heard the most. It's a very unfortunate situation, but once again, with Amendment 4 passing, hopefully now that moving forward, we maintain that energy that was created, and that we continue to mobilize people, and then to get them activated and continue doing more and more. And so when 2020 comes around, we just hit hard, because even though with that situation, I know everyone's talking about Andrew Gillum, but you did have a lot of victories down here locally. Sabrina Javelena, I'm sorry, she's watching live. I'm sorry for butchering your name, but she's the new vice mayor of Hallandale. She's only like 21 years old.
That's crazy.
So she won.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Sabrina.
Shout out
to Brandon Smith in West Park. Shout out to Lauren Oddman and Lori, who are the new mayor and vice mayor in Dania Beach. So you had a lot of victories too, just like real local. So
right,
there's a lot of things to celebrate.
Right, it wasn't a total loss.
It wasn't a total loss, and seeing a lot of younger millennials getting into these seats and being
that's something I noticed. Not just even in Florida, just across the nation overall. A lot of 20-somethings getting directly involved.
Well, the biggest one is
the
one from New York. The young lady. I keep forgetting her name.
The Spanish lady, right?
Yeah.
She's definitely very revolutionary.
The way they're attacking her recently. Oh. So the recent thing I saw is they're making fun of her for not being able to pay her rent, because she still is working somewhat of a civil job. She hasn't really taken any money from anybody. So the right side, which is really Fox News, is attacking her for that, and it's just hilarious how, because Fox News is somewhat entitled, or their viewership is more rich.
No, it's not.
From their point of view.
Well, the way they try to portray it, yeah. But Fox News, man, the people that hardcore watch Fox News.
Oh yeah, I know. They're like,
you know what I mean?
Trailer parks.
Yeah.
And the like. But anyways,
no, it's just funny how the reason why she is struggling is because she's taking a job that doesn't pay her enough, even though it's still helping out her
right. It's a public service job.
It's a public service job. So for you to ridicule her for that, it's so asinine. It's so ridiculous.
You can't win for losing over there.
Every time I hear a report from Fox News about how they're so hypocritical, it baffles me how they're still on air. If you tell me right now Fox News is like a political right wing organization, I would believe you more. But for the fact that their thing is we're fair and balanced, it's just push. the most bullshit I've
Yeah,
ever
I mean
heard.
that's the news media for you. I mean, Malcolm X talked about it several times. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be very careful of how media works and things of that nature. Fox News, CNN, you know, all of them are basically all like two sides of the
same
coin. You know, with one being very right wing and one being very extremely liberal. You know, they both serve their agenda, and it is what it is. So I just tend to always tell people just to look for the truth and just really seek, you know, on your own research, and then you tend to find what you want to find. So, you know, but yeah, man, I'm really thankful to be on the show again for the third time, man. Like I really appreciate what y'all
dude,
do.
man. Like when
we love having you on.
when
bro.
when Elo's like, Emmanuel wants to come on, and we're like, all right, let's do it. When
we
we're
make
doing
room.
it.
We make room.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Normally we you know, we know you have a busy schedule this week, so you know we go ahead and try to accommodate and all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, you know, you're fam as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I mean, because like I think it was yesterday I hit you up, Elo, about being on the show, and then like here I am today. Normally people be like, give me like 2 weeks, you know, like stuff like that. And it's just like one next day later, and here we are.
Yeah, I hit him up. I'm like, what are you guys doing tomorrow? Let's just do it tomorrow. Let's fuck it.
Yeah, man, and shout out to Munch too. You know, y'all had Munch on the show the other day also.
Yeah, the
man.
episode just went up last night.
Great feedback. We're getting
I
great feedback.
haven't really shared it, and a lot of people are listening to it, so we always appreciate that. And
Give that a listen.
it was a great show. He was really fun to have on.
Very
He was-
informative
yeah.
too. Very informative.
Hearing his side of the Trayvon Martin story was very unique, because I've yet to, since the whole thing happened, see it from someone else's perspective that was so close to it. Mm-hmm. So you know, hearing the story of how he remembers it was very insightful. Yeah, but he got into a couple stories about him gaming, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, and to my understanding, I never really knew Munch to be much of a gamer like that. He always seemed like someone that was
From his
also
standards,
outside.
he's not. He has friends who plays.
You know,
Yeah. If anything, he just kept saying, "Yo, if anything, Manny's the gamer. Yo, Manny's the one."
Yeah,
that-
I'm the gamer one in the crew for the most part. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? I grew up with like a diverse amount of friends. You know what I'm saying? Some friends were in the streets. Some, you know, doing things that I can't say on the podcast. But I also have a lot of friends who were in the gaming life. A lot of friends who were athletes. There's different amount of people. I was just always like in the middle.
So how much? So all right. So real talk. How many hours have you pumped into Smash already?
Oh man, I
To
think
Super
maybe
Smash.
about like 15 hours already, 20 hours. And, you know, Smash is dope. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's real dope. It's very melee like. It's very fast paced.
Yeah, I was actually playing it before I came here.
Oh, nice. Who do you
Yeah.
main with?
I was playing with. I think I was playing with Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon. Okay, that's always a great pick. I've been using Roy Crom and King K. Rool a lot. You know, King K. Rool is very overpowered, but he's dope. You know, a lot of people don't like when I use him. But the thing is with Smash, yeah, it's a good fight. The man, just gotta adapt. But the game is dope. The main thing is just the online. You know, Nintendo's always behind with the online. Is that, you know, if they were to add like a matchmaking, if they were to like let you use mics, and if they were
there's
to
no. So how do you set up online play then?
it's okay. So
Yeah,
you can do a quick match where you just play like anybody. You know what I'm saying? But let's say if I'm playing you, I would have to basically create like an arena map, like a private arena or public arena. Text you the arena ID, and I could do a open so we could just join, or, you know, have a password,
Right.
and things like that. So it's still very like old school. Like, where I got to text
Okay.
you this and that. It's not like Xbox or PlayStation
Where it's just streamlined.
where it's streaming, or like I could just like, you know, go on your gamer tag and then
Join
send
a
you
party
an
or
invite,
something,
join a
yeah.
party.
True.
So that's kind of like where it's at, but it's still dope. You know what I'm saying? Smash is always I mean, it's cemented itself. It's a phenomenal game. You know, like real dope. Go get it.
Yeah,
it
this
was a lot
Smash
of
is
fun.
the Smash is the biggest Smash yet. All the most characters it's ever had. Most stages. I mean, I heard the story mode is really good too.
Really?
I haven't really
Yeah.
played that part yet, but I just play to unlock people and just playing online.
Yeah.
That's kind of the person I am.
Yeah, my boy, he has all the characters unlocked.
Already?
He has all of them.
Same way.
All of them.
Same way. I got everybody unlocked, and you know, I'm the three stock guy, no items, 7 minutes, That's just how I be playing.
That's tournament though.
That's tournament style.
3 stocks. That's it.
No interference, no random stuff happening. Like, let's just play, and whoever wins. And that's just how I do it with Smash Brothers. So
are you gonna
so
try
put your money up, people?
Are you
put
gonna
your
try
money up?
You gonna try and get into any tournaments locally?
Yeah, why not? Sure. Like I would be down to get into some tournaments, play some Smash with some of the local people. I'm not saying I'm the greatest, but I'm down to like play and then and constantly improve.
He's got a certain set of skills.
Have you ever thought of going to the where the pros play?
Oh no, I'm not that great yet. Not that great.
Anybody can go, right?
Yeah, I know. But
the Evo every year, they can just go there.
Oh, I know it was open for everybody. I thought it was just for like the.
Well, no, you can go there and you can join the pool.
Okay,
but you got to get out of the pool for them to to get on the stage.
Got you.
But yeah, anybody can join and go join in the pool. It's just, can you get out? That's the only problem. Can you rank?
Got you. Yeah, I might do that eventually one day. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm still like I'm not saying I'm far from trash, but I'm far from like being like
a master,
like a master. Because like the online they have like it's like this, like the way things is ranked is like the more wins you get, the higher, like it's like it's GSP. I don't even know what that even stands for. Like this number, that showcases it. So like, let's say you win like 3 matches in a row, you're at like 1.6 million. I guess you're compared to whatever people out there and stuff like that. So then the higher you go, you unlock a mode called Elite Smash, which is for like the best of the best and different things of that nature. And like the losses, the more you lose, you tend to go down. So you go to like 200,000, 100,000, stuff like that. So I haven't unlocked the Elite Smash yet, so I guess that's pretty much showing that I'm not like pro
there yet.
Status,
there yet,
but I'm close.
Give it time. Give it time.
So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with it. But yeah, it's a lot of dope things happening. With the SisTrunk affair.
Once again, when is that happening?
The 17th and to the 26th.
17th through the 26th.
And then also you have in March. It's called the Broward Soul Experience, an ode to Black women. That myself, Michelda, who is JD's close friend, the same artist I was talking about earlier, and Kyle Harris. Kyle Harris, she has her own art studio in Hollywood on Taft Street. Okay. And it's like she hires black and brown artists to teach black and brown kids how to paint and how
that's awesome.
And giving them a skill. And her studio is also an art gallery.
Oh, okay.
So in March, which is actually from February 28th, March 1st, and March 2nd, it's going to be a gallery, and I'm curating this gallery, and the gallery is going to feature local black women artists, and it's also going to be an artist from California who's coming down. She has a pretty large following. I forgot her name as well, but Michelle knows her, and that is going to be, it's basically just going to be giving a platform for black women,
right?
Women artists, because there is really no lane for them, and we want to be able to highlight that. There's also going to be panels featuring black women, and it's called Afro Creativity. It's a coin I termed, which is basically showcasing how activism, art, business, media all tie in together.
True.
And it's going to be a panel on that. It's going to be a soul sessions featuring black women poets, black women singers, instrumentalists, different things like that. So it's a lot of things I have going on.
Nice. So February 28th?
February 28th is the private reception.
Okay. So
that's like the invite only.
Okay.
Select few, artists, their family members, art buyers.
Okay.
Come in. The first is
the VIPs.
Yeah, the VIP people.
Okay, and then the first and the 1st and 2nd of March.
The first is the opening reception.
The opening reception.
That's for people who just want to
come in. That's open to the general public.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the second is like the panel and the soul session.
Okay.
So we're all about creating platforms, about creating infrastructure in Broward County. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the focus. There's a huge void in Broward, and especially in terms of culture and creativity.
And there's a lot of talent too.
And there's a lot of talent, but we're so fragmented. Like in West Palm Beach, you have like a dope movement called Exhibition Trill. Shout out to Jay Flu. Shout out to Jamal Clark. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the whole Trill movement. Like, they have like this whole art collective thing going with poetry, art, and all kind of stuff like that. Miami already has like a scene, a huge black art scene. They even have like a whole place called the Broadway Art District, which is like a black Wynwood. Okay. Broward, we don't really have that. We have the talent, but we're not
a centralized location.
Centralized, and we're not organized, to that point. And that's the goal for 2019 is to create that centralized collective, black folks, brown folks, creatives to come together, like from not just art as in painting, but also the music aspect, the podcast aspect, like what you guys are doing, the graphic design aspect, just all forms of creativity, the activism aspect, the journalism, everything, it's creating that platform, and it's something that we have to do in Broward County, because we gotta control our culture, because if we don't, someone else.
There's only a few people really doing it right now, like you, Ivan L with Bro Life. He puts his own events on where he, anybody can really go to open mics. Lucky, I know, does the same thing with his Mansion Movement. What's the other group that you guys did the tour with?
Oh, Hometown Hustle.
Hometown Hustle. They also put their events where they, they put out a lot of events. Yeah, Hometown Hustle is really on their grind lately.
Yeah.
But it's only there's only a select few really that I know of that are really putting on these type of events where everybody can really prosper and shine and really showcase what they have.
Exactly. I mean, we got to create that renaissance. And oftentimes is like, me being a quote unquote activist. I don't really like being called an activist. Is that when you look at like a lot of activism movements, like the corporate structure side of it is like a lot of times they don't really appreciate the art,
right?
And that sense of form, but a lot of times they come to and want to use the art, for the projects. And they tend to romanticize it when you look at the historical aspect of the art. Like you look at the Black Panther movement, where they were using art to like showcase like what is a pig. You know what I'm saying? Not like the actual pig, but what when they coined it as. You know what I'm saying? That's where you had the paintings and the newspaper articles of what was happening and what they were showcasing. When you look at the Garvey movement, you know what I'm saying, with Marcus Garvey, where you had that was happening during the Harlem Renaissance. So like it's different things like that we have to showcase the art. And in 50 years from now, in 2068 or so, what's going to be talked about for us? What are we documenting? You know what I'm saying? Like,
if anything, it'll be the Black Broward Soul experience.
Yeah, it'll be the Broward Soul experience.
Do we happen to know how many Black-owned museums are there in the United
galleries?
States? Or galleries?
I'm not too sure. I know
Broward,
like
in New York they have like one or two. Museums,
like big ones,
like big museums,
galleries. You mean
in Broward? I don't really know how many we have. I mean, shout out to Kyle Harris. She has her spot in Hollywood. I'm sure there might be a few other like little speakeasy juke spots. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm sure it can't be that many.
Yeah, there's no centralized spot. Like when you look at like Brooklyn, New York, and stuff like that. Like when you watch like the whole Brooklyn Boheme movement, where you had like Erykah Badu, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, like they were all hanging out, vibing. You know what I'm saying? Saul Williams, you know what I'm saying? All these people. You know what I'm saying? You look at the '80s with Spike Lee and Wesley Snipes and Rosie Perez, like they were actually hanging out, going to little house parties together. They had like centralized spots where everyone was hanging out at. The Harlem Renaissance was having that too. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the Great Day in Harlem photo, where it was all the jazz musicians on
iconic photo.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is that for Broward? You know, and the real issue is a lot of that is leaving us with gentrification happening. True. A lot of us are being moved out of our communities, and a lot of these infrastructure and pieces are being lost. So
all that type of stuff is going to be discussed at
the SisTrunk Affair, of course. Yes, we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yes, you look at Art Basel, things like that. It's like it's all about the art. Everyone tends to become very artsy during these times, and they want to be more intellectual than they normally are. But it's also having that discussion, like that's why, like with Bass, you know what I'm saying, we're talking about the history of Broward, you know what I'm saying, through art. So not only are we educating you, but we're also entertaining you as well,
right?
So you're being entertained, like, oh, this is some dope, creative, dope shit, but at the same time, it's also you're learning something through.
True.
So when you're seeing someone like Kodak Black on an art piece, or XXXTentacion, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool, looks dope, but who's that old man next to him? You know what I'm saying? In that painting, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's Cannonball Adderley. Who's Cannonball Adderley? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he was a saxophonist. He taught at Old Diller. You know what I'm saying? So you're learning something through, you know what I'm saying? Seeing some artwork.
Right.
You know, so even with the panel discussion on Black Broward, that's why we're having the elders speak, you know what I'm saying, about how these communities intersect. You know what I'm saying? Many people don't know the history about James SisTrunk and SisTrunk Boulevard, and about Pompano and Deerfield and Liberia and all these areas. So we want to be able to
and for kids, it's very influential for them.
Yes,
if they see that, because back in the day, schools used to take us a lot through museums, art galleries. But from my knowledge, my nieces and nephews, they don't do that as much. I mean, one, because education, the money is not really there for them to do that. And the programs aren't. So, you putting something like this definitely is going to affect some children who see it, because they may want to pick up art after that.
True, most definitely. I mean, and that's what the art workshop too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The artists are going to be teaching the kids at Old Dillard Museum. So they're also going to be, you know what I'm saying, these kids could be future artists, muralists 20, 30 years from now, you know what I'm saying, in Broward, you know what I'm saying? But we have to have that conversation about all the redevelopment happening, because then they'll be pushed out and then they won't be here. So we got to have this conversation, and that's what we're doing as well. It's for the community, and you know what I'm saying, like, we could have 3,000 people show up to the event, but if the community doesn't co-sign it, it's not a success. We want people in SisTrunk, in the community, to be happy and proud about what's happening and be like, yo, you guys did some dope stuff. And when you look at like the Andrew Gillum mural that's on the West Side Gazette building, it was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? When, shout out to Will, who did that mural, Will Simpson. When he, you know what I'm saying, like, when you're seeing cars honking by as he's painting this 25 foot by 20 foot mural of Andrew Gillum, cars honking, and people coming out their apartments and coming out the barbershops like, yo, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we want. You know what I'm saying? We want the community to embrace what is happening and what we're doing, So yeah, man, people, y'all gotta get out there, man. Check that out. Shit, Lord knows I'm gonna check out my fucking
it's a week. You at least check out one day.
Yeah, slide through, man. Check out the panels, check out the artwork for sure. Cop some artwork, definitely support the local order.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just look at it. You know what I mean? But and show some love to the homie Emmanuel when you see him out there, man. He's definitely, he's not the type of person that, you got to get through like a sea of bodyguards and a team to reach him. He's very approachable,
you could just talk to me, man. Like, stop putting me on this pedestal. Like, that's one thing. Like,
I mean, Manny was just saying that.
He's a celebrity, bro.
He's just a normal guy.
I cannot. I don't think I hate it. Like, it's just like hard to fathom. Like,
because
like, people be like, yo, man, like,
you just see yourself.
You were on TV. You were on this newspaper article. I'm like,
yeah,
I still work. Like, I'm not rich. Like, I still got bills to pay. Like,
exactly.
I'm not living the best life. Y'all probably living better than I am. It's just like, it's like, don't treat me that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm easy to talk to. I'm a humble guy. I'm very chill. I'm
very much so. Very much so.
That's true. You can always have a conversation with me. We can always kick it. Like, I'm everywhere. I'm not gonna be someone that's just gonna be like on this high horse.
Exactly. Man of the people, y'all.
I'm the man of the people.
That's the mindset now. Is the more exposure, the more. Exposure outweighs, I guess.
Right, exactly. Well, perception.
Equity or whatever
to
you got.
People, but, perception is reality now.
Like, I'm that kind of person that, like, I'm still going to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm going to be posted up in front of the corner store all day, but you could catch me out there in the corner store. You could catch me walking down the street. You could catch me outside with some flip-flops and some like semi-tube socks, a t-shirt, and some gym shorts. Like, I'm a cool person. Like, I'm down to earth, like,
playing Melee on the Switch.
You catch me playing Melee, Ultimate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you catch me at the gym. Like, I'm a regular person. Like, I just, like, a lot of the accolades and stuff I get, it's cool. It don't really mean nothing to me, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm still not where I want to be at.
Yeah, it's about the work, man.
And I'm my goal is just to be happy and just to, like, continue to, just to make people proud. Yeah. And I appreciate the love that I get. But at the same time, it's also like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a regular guy.
Guys,
like, I'm just chill, man. Like a lot of y'all knew me from high school, and like, like, I wasn't really known back then, and now it's just like, I'm just.
It just means you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, I'm doing the right thing.
You're doing the right thing.
That's all I can do.
That's all
is just do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And make our people proud. And that's all it is.
These are good problems to have.
Yes. Things could be a lot worse.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know,
so I mean, but it's a cool thing, but at the same time, it's like, I go through problems too.
Exactly,
it's
man.
not,
Exactly.
it's a lot of things that I'm going through, but you know what I'm saying. At the same time, it's like we're all. That's what shows that we're all the same, people, no matter what.
For sure.
So
For sure.
Yeah,
but yeah,
cool.
man. So definitely check it out, you guys. So once again, promote the events.
Yes.
So you have the SisTrunk Affair.
Yes, the SisTrunk Affair, January 17th through 26th. Myself and Al Huggins are producing this event. It's basically the 17th, the private reception of Bass, which is Broward's Artistry and Soul Experience, which is showcasing local black artists from Broward, paying homage to Broward through art at Old Dillard Museum from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on January 17th. January 18th, on Friday, you have what is called We Love Art 2, which is by Al Huggins. You'll be featured artists like Will Simpson, Corrine Salmon, Nate D, who's real dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nate D is real phenomenal. A lot of artists from Chicago, different places at the African American Research Library from 4 to 6 p.m. on Friday, January 18th. And then after that event, you can go to the Midtown Commerce Center, which is about 3 minutes down the street, and you can see Create, and it's going to feature artists from West Palm Beach, like Jay Flew, like Jamal Clark, Broward artists like JD, like Kelly Lauriston. It's going to feature Miami artists as well, like Cherish, even though she's like Broward and Miami.
True.
So it's going to feature like local black artists from South Florida.
Nice.
And then, saying the weekend is coming, it's MLK weekend, so it's going to be a lot of little things happening.
For sure.
Around the area, going to be a cleanup day, so
Sure.
everybody can get your hands dirty, get involved. And the 22nd is the public reception for a lot of those events, those same events.
Okay.
And then there's Support the Real, which is Thursday the 24th. You're going to have Munch. Is going to be out there showcasing his film 18th and Counting, which is about kind of like the same thing. Basically, it's more so about Broadway Art District in Liberty City.
Okay.
And it's basically showcasing them cleaning up this area.
Right,
that
yes.
was so
Yes.
good and everything like that.
He spoke
And,
about that, yeah.
and then you also going to have Jawan Burton from Carver Ranches. He's showcasing his film called Good Morning Baby, which is a short film about good morning texts that people in relationships or trying to get to know someone do, and how they don't really mean nothing. Like when you're talking to a girl, you see her, she attractive, you want to send her that good morning,
Right,
stuff like that. So it's a little short film on that. You have Rain from Weston. She's showcasing her film, the Divine Femininity. I don't know if I pronounced that last part right, but it's her film, and it's basically showcasing about human trafficking in Jamaica, and the women that's suffering from this. They seek divine intervention. So it's going to be that film happening. There's going to be some other surprise films that's coming in. That I don't want to announce it yet until it's finalized, but some going to be some real dope major films, like 2 more that's in the works. So y'all stay tuned on my social media page.
Avengers 4?
It might be Avengers 5 at the SisTrunk Affair. Let me not get sued by Marvel. But
Disney's like, what did he say?
Black Panther 2 trailer.
The Black Panther 2 trailer. All this stuff. But it's gonna be some other by some dope local filmmakers. It's gonna be the paint and sip for the adults. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit back, unwind, chill.
Oh, that sounds awesome! I can't wait for that, man.
Yeah,
you got the youth art workshop. You have a bunch of dope things happening, and then there's gonna be like parties during that week because it's the Fort Lauderdale Art and Design Week. So it's like we're all in conjunction with each other. I think what's it called? Pier 66.
Yes.
Which is like when you're going to Fort Lauderdale Beach, it's like that big. Yeah, there's a party over there. There's gonna be much like little like parties and stuff like that. So, people enjoy yourselves, but most importantly, again, like it's about getting involved in the community, and it's also about supporting the local artists. So, when you see the artists, interact with them, network with them, collaborate with them.
And buy some art.
Buy their artwork.
Buy some art.
We can buy artwork. I know some people see the prices and they be kind of scared, but, you can do payment plans. There's different things you can do to... Yes, art is an investment. Understand to get that game. And that's a very interesting conversation because Swizz Beatz was on Drink Champs. And he was speaking about stuff like that, and he was
I listened to that episode.
Was speaking about and there's a part where my friend Jamal was there. Jamal Clark, shout out to Jamal Clark. He was on Drink Champs, and he asked Swizz Beatz a question about like what is your mission behind getting involved in like this whole art movement and things like that. And Swizz was talking about the music industry basically like being gone, like as in like we're just customers. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the people who run the music business, they don't look like us. You know, and he's saying with the art industry, we still have a chance to control and monetize our culture. In terms of art, we have to be able to set up ways so that artists can get royalties from their artwork, you know, and these are things that like, you know, we have to have the discussion about and we have to make happen. It's like monetize and curate, control our culture. So, you know, like that is an interesting segment to talk about, and something that we have to continue to work on doing because, you know, it's needed. And when you see these artists, you know, collaborate with them, get their numbers, you know what I'm saying, and invest into their artwork, because you might buy their artwork for $1,000, $800, you know what I'm saying, at the event, but as time passes on, that artwork will probably cost, you know what I'm saying, triple, quadruple more. Look at Basquiat. Someone bought like a Basquiat piece for like $100 million like few years ago, you know, so it is an investment. It increases over time. It is, you know, invest into art.
It is, you know, so people, we need y'all. You know, we don't really ask for much here on the Parental Advisory Podcast, but if there's anything that we would love for y'all to go out and do is to please go out and check out the SisTrunk affair that's being put on by our man here, Emmanuel George and Al Huggins. You know, they're setting this up. As you can see, it's a mission, you know, to for the people, by the people. You know what I'm saying? So as we like to say, by the man of the people here, Emmanuel George. So please go out and check it out, support it. And like you said, man, go out, get to know the artists, get to know some of the, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, South Florida is boring. There's nothing to do around here, like a lot of the locals. But it's just because they don't really know what's out there. So the fact that things like this is being held, I think, is beautiful, because it not only it puts these people out there on a platform to be seen, but it also lets the masses know, hey, we also have these things here too. You know what I mean? So I think it's beautiful, man. So once again, where can the people find you online?
You can find me
media.
Yeah, Instagram at Black Broward, just no space, just Black Broward. Facebook, Emmanuel George, E with 2 M's, space George, George.
So yeah, man. So be sure to check him out. Thanks once again, dude, for coming, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
You
like
know?
Again, shout out to the whole pro life movement, Parental Advisory Podcast. Like, I love what you guys doing, and I want to continue to see y'all grow. And
appreciate
you know what I'm
it,
saying?
man.
And
appreciate it.
You know, y'all are a part of this Broward soul renaissance, whatever that's happening right now.
Hey, man,
you know,
we're just happy to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy to be a part of the ride.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We're just happy to be a part of the whole thing, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we're definitely gonna go ahead and I guess what? Are we ending the cast here, or are we still gonna be going? Well, I mean, I know you have a heart out. I think you have. Don't you have somewhere to be here, or
no? I mean, I'm just.
We can just keep going.
Yeah, if you're trying to hang out.
I mean, yeah, we just talk. You know,
cool.
like, go ahead.
Then let's run with it, man. We keep going.
Let's keep it going.
All right. So now that we got the business out of the way, now we can get to the bullshit.
All right. So I got a topic for y'all.
Okay.
Have you heard about the John Jones controversy?
So I saw about this.
Okay.
So they're moving the fight from Vegas to LA?
Yes.
Because there was some funny results with the testing.
So he tested positive for Trebornol.
Okay.
Nice. He's a jabroni. It was 60 picograms that he tested positive for. So what?
Picograms.
So I can break it down for you. 1 picogram is if you take a grain of salt,
okay,
and you cut it 50 million times.
Okay.
1 picogram is one of those cuts.
Okay.
So it's really small, minuscule.
Wow. I'm surprised it can go that deep.
Well, it's just because the new USADA and the new testing, you know, it's just getting better every year.
Right.
So he tested positive for that exact same thing last year when he beat DC.
Okay. Now, is that like a drug that helps you like metabolize?
No, Trebornol is
PDEs?
it actually helps It's like an estrogen blocker. So you take it in combination with steroids.
Okay, that's right, because you produce more estrogen on steroids, right?
Another thing is the big. Okay, so the theory is he tested positive because he was doing cocaine, and when people do batches of cocaine, you don't know where they're getting
what it's cut with.
So it could be cut with ketamine, which is one of the elements of droperidol. So I know I'm butchering the name.
Okay,
but ketamine, yes, it's an element in it, and ketamine comes from steroids as well.
Right.
So their big thing was, well, he was probably doing coke, and he got a little steroids in him right before the DC fight. But he's testing, so he tested positive Friday, this past Friday. So they're moving it from Las Vegas to California because the Las Vegas Nevada Athletic Commission is not going to grant him a license to fight, but California will. So California is going to grant him the license. They're going to move it to the T-Mobile Arena, and basically anybody who bought tickets to go to the Las Vegas one and got hotels, they're pretty much fucked. I mean,
really, they're not honoring anything?
No, I mean they're not in conjunction with any hotels or anything.
Well, not hotels, but I mean as far as the tickets themselves.
Oh, the tickets, yeah, they're still good.
Oh, okay.
But like, think about it: if you flew to Las Vegas, you're paying a week of hotel probably.
Right, because you're not just going to be there for just the event.
Yeah.
So unless, now, I mean, you got money. Like,
right now, you got to go to California.
Jesus, reroute all that shit.
All that shit.
When's the fight?
Saturday.
This Saturday. Hold on. So they did this in under a week before the fight.
Yeah.
Oh, shit! I didn't know that part.
Yeah, man. This happened Friday. Last Friday. The fight is going to be on the 29th, which is a Saturday.
That is gaga, bro. Straight up. That is straight up gaga, bro.
Now, what they could have just took the fight off or take Jones off and put somebody else.
Right.
And keep the fight, but
Jones is the card.
Jones is the card, obviously.
Jones is the card.
It's John Jones.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, so here's my take on it.
Well, while you take, can you pull? While you take, can you pull?
Yeah.
You start a little campfire over there, so yeah. Before you set up the tent.
I understand why people are upset. All right?
I'd be mad too.
I'm speaking about the fighters, though. I understand that it may look like he may be taking steroids again. And I'm not really a John Jones, fanboy. I enjoy his fights, but I'm not a super fan. At least I'm not anymore after all the shit that he's put me through.
Right.
I don't think John Jones is knowingly taking steroids. I think what happened is he has issues with dick pills and cocaine.
What pills?
Dick pills. Yeah, that was his official argument, that he was taking. Somebody at the club gave him dick pills.
Those gas station fucking Viagra.
He was taking.
Oh, okay.
And those are loaded with who the fuck knows.
Made in China.
You know what I mean? So that was his argument. He couldn't say what we all thought it was the cocaine, because it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? He has a cocaine issue.
It's obviously that booger sugar.
Idiot. But
he want that nose. He want that nose candy.
He couldn't say he was taking cocaine. He would have been suspended either way. So he had to say, "Listen, I'm taking dick pills and whatever." And it got proven that it was true. They took samples from the gas station or wherever he got it from. It turned out, okay. As much as we don't really know what happened. I think what happened is whatever he had in his system, whether he was cheating at that time or not, is stuck in his system. And some small amount.
It's still being worked out.
And you have to take into account technology from last year to now in MMA, when it comes to finding out, when it comes to drug testing, has gotten, 10 times better.
When was the last time he got tested?
Before last year. When he...
Last year when?
July when he fought DC.
Okay,
it was the week after they did the post-fight test.
It's been almost 18 months, a year and a half.
Well, mind you, USADA tests you randomly at least 6 times throughout the year.
I get that. Okay, so then
including 3 months before the fight. If you're fighting, they're testing you like crazy.
Right now, the argument of stuff that he had before still being in there is bogus, because even in that amount of time, even with those drugs, they'll still get worked out of the body.
Well, you can't. You have to. This is the thing.
At the most 90 days.
How much is it detecting?
But that's what I'm saying. If it can detect 60, whatever the fuck it was,
60 picograms.
Picograms, which is if a grain of salt
was cut 50 million times.
50 million times. 60 of those units is what he tested positive for.
Right, but at that level,
So
it's not. There's nothing it can do. It's not going to give him an athletic advantage.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is if it has that capability, okay, that is from either a continuous use of something,
but he's tested negative since then.
But that's what I mean. Yeah,
it just happened. He's been testing negative up until Friday.
Right. Which just means that closer to this fight, he started fucking around again, getting on that bullshit.
See, that's what some people are saying, that he's microdosing. I don't know if you ever heard of how Alex Rodriguez would do his when he did steroids. What he would do is 7th inning, he would take a gummy bear that would have ketamine in it. So by the 10th inning, if it ever goes to that, or if it ends at in the bottom of the 9th, it would be out of his system. So
right.
If they do drug test him, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's what would be called microdosing. So some people are saying he's doing that.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility. But then that means that they would have caught it in between, because the way they're testing Jones, since he's what's called a repeat offender, is he's tested more strenuous than anybody else. When you've been in trouble for that, it's a whole different ballgame.
Well, I would assume so. Yeah.
Should he not fight? If he can get a license, fuck it, I say fight. It's not his fault that the UFC is going to move everything. It wasn't his decision. It's really Dana White's decision. So I would have put that on him, but I understand.
Is this a title fight?
Yeah.
It'll definitely taint for him to win or
for him to lose. This is taking DC's light heavyweight title. As soon as they fight, he will be stripped. The moment that they throw hands, he will be automatically stripped. It will just be the heavyweight champion now.
Who, DC?
DC right now is the light heavyweight and the heavyweight.
Why would it be stripped?
Because they want to open up the division.
Oh, okay.
They want to open up the division right now. They feel like if he has 2 titles, plus he's really waiting for Brock Lesnar, which is going to be his big money fight. He's probably going to retire after that.
True.
So,
I mean, that's
maybe I'm being biased because I listen. I want to see John Jones versus Gustafsson for the second time. I've been waiting for this fight since the first time, when they should have really been rematched, but it never was. I understand, the shit that's been going on with John. It sucks because I feel like John's could have been a very influential leader amongst,
Yeah, his legacy is definitely tainted.
Yeah. There's, from where he came from, the youngest heavyweight champion, knocking people out like crazy. And then he had one bad night and he crashed into somebody. It just happened to be a pregnant lady and he ran away from the scene.
Yeah, he fucking just snowballed from there.
It just was, yeah.
No pun intended. He decided to go skiing after that. White lines.
That's stupid.
Paradise.
God forbid if John Jones ever hears this.
Lines.
John's is going to be like, who's that midget?
Oh, bro. You never heard that song before?
Mm-hmm. I've heard it.
Oh, man. But that's crazy. So, yeah, I saw that they were moving it, but I didn't. The headline said, UFC, whatever the card was, moving to Los Angeles due to
the press conference when they did it. Well, he didn't really do a press conference. I guess ESPN was able to live video or stream a meeting they had, and he was so nervous. It was him and Jeff Nowitzki, who is the head of USADA or the. Oh, USADA.
They had John Jones at the press conference.
No, hell no.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
God. Imagine what he.
Oh, you mean
said.
Dana White and
Dana White.
Okay.
And Jeff Nowitzki, and they were explaining it, and he was just like, "So we're just moving it," and everybody was just like, "What do you mean just moving it? Like, what does that mean? So it's gonna be in California now." Like, what the fuck?
That's insane.
All for one fighter.
We're moving the party over to another state.
I saw a couple Instagram posts of some of the other fighters, and they're like getting the news, and it was like, yeah, so now I got to pack up because I'm in this hotel in Vegas. Now I got to go to Cali. They got to pack up everything. You go.
That's no joke, man. They charge shit
in Vegas? Are you kidding me? I can't imagine.
That's not refundable.
I mean, do they have a sponsor that's covering that, or just?
I don't. I would assume because the UFC is so fucking big, they probably would, but I mean, it's just like, for one, if they give you the money back, you got to figure out, are you going to be able to get a hotel over there? Mm-hmm. And how are you going to get there now? Because that's a whole nother plane ticket from Las Vegas to California.
Are you renting a car? Yeah, it's a 6-hour drive.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a whole lot of hassle for nothing. For one fighter. That's the one thing I just don't agree. I'm like, really? I would have thought that Dana White would have just took the bullet and just been like, you know what, fuck it. But he's like, nah, John Jones got to fight now.
Jeez. Yeah, that's something new right there. Even like, I'm not even like, I've heard about the John Jones situation, but like I haven't really followed it like that deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ran into a pregnant lady. Like, jeez.
Yeah, that's how it started. He got it. Well, he had a couple of, he got tested positive for cocaine before that. At that point, it wasn't really a big thing. Obviously, it was a big thing for his his image, but MMA wise, it's not gonna. You can't qualify cocaine as being something that's gonna boost you athletically. I mean, unless you make the argument that maybe you don't feel anything. I don't know. Or you're like super crunk or something. But
super crunk.
Thinking of Little John and shit.
Yeah.
Could that imagine a guy fighting like that?
Come on. Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys too.
Are you okay? Could you imagine? He crashes into the lady and he just pops his head out the window.
Oh my God.
Are you okay? Yeah.
He makes himself laugh.
Just all I'm picturing is, I'm not even picturing Lil Jon. I'm picturing Dave Chappelle as Lil Jon too.
Oh Lord!
What?
The best version of Little John.
Yeah, I was gonna also ask you guys, like, how was 2018 is almost done. Just also gonna ask, like, how was the year in review for Parental Advisory Podcast, as well as for yourselves as well individually.
I mean, for 2018, it's been awesome just because we started Parental Advisory in 2018.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Since we got on Podbean, it's been really good. Because we're brought to you by Podbean now, so we can stream through everything, and we've been enjoying it. It's been a great year.
Okay, dope. Yeah, man. I mean, because it's just like kind of crazy. It's coming to an end already, and it was just like yesterday. I think was like the first time I was on the podcast was like I'd say, like, was it like February?
I think so, yeah. January, it was like right at the beginning of the year. And it was just like, damn, like it seemed like not too long ago. Like, we were like right over here, and Steven was on the couch somewhere,
chilling right here.
I still gotta get him on the show, man.
Yeah, man.
I told him since back then. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get you on the show one of these days.
Yeah, man. Just put the call in.
We gotta get Steve Jones.
Steven's doing.
I told Munch that I wanted to do you, Munch, and Steven one day. That's a big one right there.
Yeah, that's y'all gonna have to hype that up like a
that's
a heavyweight fight.
That's a power circle.
3 different. Right,
I might have to stream that. I might have to figure out how to stream it on Twitch or something.
Yeah, because Munch is very influential, in what he's doing in Miami and Liberty City with the whole he won Be Me last year, which is like the whole Black Men of Excellence award.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of dope things. He's actually does like audio engineering for Hot 105.
Nice.
Does a lot of cool things. Steven is doing his thing as a climate organizer with New Florida Majority. Actually going to Tallahassee on the 2nd.
Yeah, Steven stays busy, man.
Yeah, man, he's always traveling.
Every
man.
freaking time I'm on Facebook,
That's that
he's
job life
somewhere
he got.
else. I'm like,
that's actually his job. Actually, like he's traveling, like on, that's the part of the activism side as well. Like when people get paid to do community-based work as a climate organizer. So he's doing a lot of dope things, and myself, I do some cool things too. So it'll be very dope to have us three on the show together.
bragging.
Yeah.
I do some cool
I don't
stuff
want.
too,
I wanted to
yeah.
shout all three of them out. Two both of them out. You know what I'm saying? Us three. But it will definitely be dope to have us all on together, man. Because I feel as if like we're pretty.
I need
cool.
one more piece of equipment, and I can make that happen.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make it happen this year.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, 2019.
Very
We
soon,
definitely
too.
gotta have
Income
gotta
tax
have
is
y'all
coming.
on. Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Income tax is coming.
Hopefully,
so-
if Trump don't stop that shit,
I don't know.
he
man.
might be
That-
like, "There's not going to be any income taxes this year." Okay.
Yeah.
that's gonna cause.
We're keeping on
That's
the-
gonna cause
I need
a
my money
revolution.
for my security
and
my
the wall.
golf, and
Yeah,
the wall. Yes.
He's it's crazy because now we're paying for it. And
Oh, you saw that GoFundMe shit? That
That's
shit was
ridiculous.
hilarious. The guy who then made a GoFundMe for the ladders. Did you hear about that?
Oh,
He
God.
made a GoFundMe for. He's like, make a GoFundMe because we need to buy as many ladders as we can to get over this wall.
and
it's
when he
crazy.
got like a million,
Yeah, it's
plus
getting
already.
there. I think GoFundMe canceled both of them because like under the wall ones, a lot of the people who were donating were like
racist
right wingers.
Yeah.
Some of them were known KKK members. I was like, get the fuck out of They're like,
just refunding their money. Just keep your shit. We don't
that's
want it.
shit.
Yeah, that's
One guy donated
ridiculous.
50,000, and then another guy donated 90. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
For a make believe wall.
yeah, and then I think I see it as like that as being like Trump's legacy, something that I guess that he wants to like leave his like mark down because like him being a right wing, he just wants to like stay true to what he said, like he's gonna build this wall and it's gonna happen whatever, and I just think that's what he really wants to like leave, like once he's out of office.
Sometimes I can't
That's
even
what-
call him a
That's his legacy?
right winger though. I feel like he's just a leech, dude. Like he's just
Oh yeah, he's just playing.
he's not really anywhere.
He's just riding the wave.
He's whatever's hot right
Right,
now.
he's
he just rides the wave,
Yeah.
bro. That's it.
yeah, like is this
He wants to leave his own like impact just so later he can be like, see, I did.
See,
that.
yeah, he did that. That's exactly what he wants to do. Like he did that wall that he maintained that he's gonna do. He's gonna talk about liberals and all this other BS, So I don't know. It's just crazy that like we're the ones that's paying for it now. When he first was like the Mexicans were gonna do it and all this other stuff, and now like the same people that are like, yeah, the Mexicans gonna do it are the ones paying for it. Like you don't realize how stupid you look by donating this money to
Talk
it.
about one of the biggest heists of 2018.
Yes.
Like,
I saw an article in the Washington Post, and they were talking about how the cuts that he recently did in the midterms are gonna just affect his base, his fan base, because most of them are, they either live in
people that make less than $250,000 a year.
exactly, they live in, as much as they say there's poor black neighborhoods, yeah, there's poor white neighborhoods too.
Of course.
And those people are going to suffer just as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's I don't know. We'll just see what happens. I got to stay more in touch with like the global thing. I'm always caught up in the local stuff. The news was happening. I like in Dania Beach. Something I would like to touch on is what's happening with our city attorney. I shared an article yesterday, and it had like about 20 likes. A couple wild reactions and stuff like that. But our city attorney in Dania, well, first of all, Dania Beach has 32,000 people living in Dania Beach, which is a small city.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And our city attorney makes $437,000 a year,
Jesus.
and so that's more than any president in the United States has ever made.
Wait. So, where is this? Where is this?
Dania Beach,
Dania Beach.
yes.
And he
Our
makes how
city
much?
attorney makes $437,000 a year. That's more than a U.S. president, and that's not counting the money he's making in the city of Hollywood.
That's six
And he-
figures, right? Yeah.
that's six figures.
That's
Four
well
hundred
over six
thirty-seven.
figures.
And that's from well, that's right, because if you're district attorney, then you're not doing any private work.
Yeah, he's the city attorney for the Dania Beach. Like he's and then there's like a lot of controversy around it, and the goal is January 8th to get him out of there because like that's ridiculously
$437,000.
$437,000, and like you're just you're on that elected official chair. You know, like he's making more than all 5 of them pretty much combined. You know,
basically.
So
that seems ridiculously high for that guy.
Yeah, and like I was reading the article.
He's
I was
a
like,
city attorney. He's not even a district.
No,
attorney.
a city attorney.
Holy
$437,000 a year. You know, and you know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. But the thing is just that when it was brought up at the last meeting, it was quickly like oh, like they're about to talk about it, and they just shut it out. You know, like feud like the because Dania Beach is like a lot of older white power. You know what I'm saying? Not like white powers and like I mean, well, it is kind of like, you know, KKKs, but like
white power across the board.
They want to hold that power, you know?
Right.
So like him there, that's why it was just shut down. Like the conversation was just like zip, that was it. But you know, like now that like the article is out and like I shared it, Tamara, who was our mayor, now she's our commissioner, shared it. Our vice mayor shared it. So now it's like we gotta put the pressure on and just like be like, yo, like $437,000 that this guy is getting a year for how long now? You know, like what? Imagine if some of that money was going towards like small business development,
right.
Going to you know, saying like creative.
A fraction of that can
things,
fund
you know?
a social program for an entire year.
Exactly. You know,
a fraction of that.
You know, and then like it only cost for Ecotech, which is like a coding class, $40,000. That's what they wanted from the city. You know, so that could have $437,000. So that could have easily went to teaching Dania Beach youth, teenagers how to code. You know, so like it's
that guy's a retainer for the mafia. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
right, like that's what it is. That's something.
And Dania Beach does have some mob ties. You know what I'm saying? Like our last our former commissioner / mayor was, you know, mob tied. You know, his last name was Salvino, and just the name Salvino alone. And, you know, like his family been there since like the 1920s, 1910s, you know, and yeah, like there's a lot of cases that he has that, is being swept under the rug, sexual assault cases, different things like that. And no one's pressing no charges on him. It's that old money. And that's what I meant to say. Like Dania, like a lot of these people have that old money. You know, as in like their parents were there in Dania Beach, their grandparents were in Dania Beach. You know, it's the oldest city in Broward. So, you know, yeah, it's something that needs to be addressed. And that's why I'm glad, like with the election, like when we were talking about Andrew Gillum, that there is a victory by a lot of younger people being chosen and they're not with that stuff. Mm-hmm. So like, you know, hoping with January 8th that conversation is happening at the next meeting and that situation gets addressed and that they fire him. Like honestly, just that they dude, you gotta go, man. Like $437,000, like you're set, bro. And it's not even counting so much the money you're making in Hollywood, which is the next city over.
I mean, if you're telling me like you're to be the city attorney for you know, for Dania, if you're telling me you're making like $200,000, I'm like, that's high, but considering you're an attorney for an entire city, I'm like, okay. Considering, you know, you're an attorney, what schooling you had to go through and everything like that, I'm like, all right, $200,000 a year. I'm like,
still seems high.
Seems high.
That's high. I said that. I'm like, that's still high, but I'm like, okay, that still makes
manageable,
sense.
I guess.
That still makes sense for the scale that you're working at. $437,000 to be the attorney of a city that holds 32,000 people
that we're paying for.
AAA Arena holds more people than that.
They made him an offer he can't refuse, man.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
There was a trumpet playing in the background and everything the whole time.
Yeah. That's you know, yeah, I'm hoping, I'm waiting for January 8th, you know. I'm hoping that people in Dania Beach blast emails to the city, that they come there and get their voices heard, because that dude has to go. And you know, and it was it him or is it the city manager? It was one of the two that was kind of giving me some flack. Like I said, I'm on the CAC board for the city of Dania Beach, and it was you know, like the electrical boxes. You know, like you see some of them have like painting on the electrical boxes now, and there's an electrical box across from Addicts Middle School, because Addicts, you know, is named after Crispus Attucks. You know what I'm saying? He was a half black, half Native American guy who was killed in the
Wasn't he the first one to die?
First one to die at I forgot what's
Revolutionary War.
Yeah, like not the Industrial War. It was in the 1700s.
Yeah, the
Revolutionary War. Okay.
Shout out Luke Cage, man.
Yeah. Luke Cage. The reference was in Luke Cage.
That's what I know.
Yes. So addicts, like addicts historically was like it was like what Dillard was to like Central Broward and what Ely was to like North Broward.
Mm-hmm.
Addicts was that for South Broward. It was once a high school. After integration, it became a middle school. And on the opposite side of addicts was an electrical box that, you know what I'm saying, I got an artist, and, you know what I'm saying, I sent the proposal, everything went through, and on the box it's supposed to have J.A. Ely, who was the husband of Miss Blanche Ely. Mm-hmm. And he was the principal of addicts. He's also the first principal at Dillard, Old Dillard. And it was also supposed to have Chester Bird, who was the first black mayor in Dania Beach, and Boise Waiters, who was the first black elected official in Broward County, and he was in Dania Beach. And also, the box also has Bobby Grace, who was the first black woman to be mayor, and Tamara James, who was the youngest black woman to be mayor, on this electrical box. And it caused a lot of controversy from a lot of these older guards, who were, Caucasians. And it was the city attorney and I believe the city manager who were the ones that was like, they came in, they were just like, well, you got to get this, you got to get approval from the family, they had to sign off this. I'm like, bro, like these people like yeah, they're all like gone. Yeah, so like they're giving this flack like, oh, we had to have like, and then I'm telling them like, no, you do not.
We need the actual guy to tell us it's okay.
Domain,
yeah, like it's a public domain. It's not commercial use. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not selling and marketing anything on it. It's just a mural. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, there would be no Winwoods. There would be no Sohos. Like, because when you go to Winwood, you see like Heath Ledger mural, Tupac. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing about that. The only time you could do something is if it's like, for example, there's a place called Pronto's Pizza in Dania Beach, and there's a mural. It was a mural of Elizabeth Taylor eating a pizza on Pronto's Pizza, and someone from the Elizabeth Taylor estate saw that mural and basically told him like, yo, like you got to take that down. And it's not because Elizabeth Taylor was on there, it's because she's eating a pizza and it's a pizzeria. So it's basically like saying like she's like her estate signed off to have this mural there. Okay. But if it was just Elizabeth Taylor just sitting down, like whatever, or a regular picture, it's fine. It's not. There's no commercial usage for that. Right. And that's what I was trying to explain to them. And I guess they couldn't fathom someone looking like me having this information. So either way, I was like, you know what, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Went to Chester Bird's wife is still alive. You know what I'm saying? She was okay with it. She was like, okay, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? They have a mural of Chester Bird at Chester Bird Park.
That's when they told you need to bring him back as a zombie.
Yeah, Boise Waiters. You know what I'm saying? He died in 1977. You know what I'm saying?
We need a finger of each one of the people that you want to use.
And a written letter of him saying today's date.
And a piece of their hair strand or something like that, Yeah. Like, but Boise Waiters' son was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Now the Ely's, like, they're not, to my, like, there was no Ely's folks found. And they even have, like, across from Ely High School, there's, like, Miss Ely House. That's, like, a historical landmark, I guess, in the city of Pompano. Could be wrong, but it's a landmark. And that's not even the Ely family that's running that. You know what I'm saying? It's other folks who want to preserve that area. And then they said that, like, yeah, you guys can do that. All it is just a picture of Jay Ely, like, that's fine. And
we have a school named after him. Like,
there's a school, Blanche Ely.
Yeah, like I think we'll be okay with you painting a picture.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can have a picture. It's not like it's not like Blanche Ely is holding Jay Ely is holding a Aquafina bottle, or
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or Chester Bird got a Coca-Cola can in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's lit up in here.
So like, it's hopefully he goes, man. Like, I'm sorry, like, like, bro, like, that's robbery,
$437,000
in a city where it's 32,000 people. And New York City doesn't have that, You know
what the funniest part about it is that I'll bet you that dude, his schedule is like, he's probably in by like 9. 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, but he's out by like 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Let me play devil's advocate. What if he really needs the money?
Everybody needs money. Everybody needs money, but
he just needs more of it.
Why?
The door's right there.
The door's right there. Exactly.
That's insane though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their jobs, like, maybe I'm just biased, but a lot of these city jobs are like great benefits, all his perks. Like, I mean, $437,000. I'm sure like his benefits are through the roof.
Oh,
without question.
Mm-hmm.
But
he
also
probably has private insurance because the city insurance is shit.
Most likely,
he can afford it because of his salary.
But like, I'm sure like his they're not doing no 40 hours. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're working listen, they'll work 40. I'm not saying that they don't work hard.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these people, but $437,000 annually. I mean, if you break that down,
you know how many Nintendo Switches I can get
on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis, that's probably like, geez,
that's $36,416.67.
$36,000 a month. So that's like $9,000 a week.
I bet you he's already a millionaire now.
Oh, of course.
He makes my annual salary monthly.
Got to step your game up, bro.
Monthly.
My heart.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen. I mean, to be an attorney, it takes time. A lot of schooling and a lot of studying and everything like that. But like,
I know there's some attorneys listening who's like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, private practice. Yeah, I can see you making that kind of money, but for city work, that's kind of
that's a little bit too much. And in a city like Dania Beach, like my thing is maybe New York City, like Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles, like I don't know, like the politics of those areas, like like a major city,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like Dania Beach is really low key. Like most people go to Fort Lauderdale Airport and don't even realize that Dania Beach is like right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it says Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. It doesn't say anything about Dania Beach there, even though it's like technically like in Dania Beach. You know what I'm saying? Like right when you go like south of the airport, you're like literally going through Dania Beach.
Dania Beach,
and most people don't see that. They usually think that they're just going through Hollywood. Like that's an extension of Hollywood. So,
okay, see, if anything, that actually informs me better because I always thought that as soon as I got out of the south of the airport, I was immediately in Hollandale, but I didn't know that I was.
It's Dania Beach. Yeah, okay. It's Dania Beach, then Hollywood and whatnot. Shout out to Hallandale too. They're actually, again, Sabrina, phenomenal woman. She's 21 years old, vice mayor, and also shout out to Glendon Hall. He's their economic development manager, and they have some dope things coming in Hallandale, which is called FAD, which was once a Jewish fashion district, and now it's basically going to be called FAD for Future Art and Design District, and it's going to be like a Wynwood type of thing. And the reason why I'm shouting it out is just that since it's so early in development, now is the time to like get community folks, you know what I'm saying, like local people to be at that table to get a piece of that pie, you know what I'm saying, like when that comes into play. So shout out to FAD for that. And yeah, man, like and shout out to Hallandale because like it's gonna be a booming place in about 3 to 4 years. Sure. Because like Hallandale Beach Boulevard, like 80,000 cars go through Hallandale Beach Boulevard a day. So it's a very busy intersection, and going into First, I think I forgot what street it was. It is where FAD is going to be. It's definitely going to be a hot place. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
Small business owners or people looking to get into small business ownership, you know what I'm saying, start organizing yourself and getting in on that now, so we could have like our own stuff there.
Fuck yeah,
like our own like 10th level tavern, or our own creative things. You know what I'm saying? Like our hub spaces where we could do podcast 24/7. It's different cool things, so let's have a seat at the table
for sure. But yeah, man, we definitely gotta go out there and definitely support people, not just the people that are out there looking to get involved, but also the people that are involved, like Emmanuel. You know what I'm saying, get in contact with them, because if he can't tell you, you know what I'm saying, where to go, he can definitely tell you who to go to that will tell you where to go.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, to get involved. So you can, you guys definitely go ahead and need to check them out. As always, you could find us on Facebook and Instagram at Parental Advisory Cast, Twitter Parental Podcast, and on Snapchat at PA Podcast. And as always, you could find me at JServe954 on all social media. JSERVE. I'm sorry, I had Taco Bell before I came to the podcast. So
Lord.
I've been burping up a storm. So, JSERVE 954 on all social media, brolife.net, as well as all major streaming platforms for the music. Elo.
You can find me at LOSO463 for all my social media, and you can find me at LOSOYT for my YouTube and LOSO40 for my Twitch account. And for my music, just LOSO on Spotify. You can find out everything.
Yeah, go listen to that shit. It's fire.
Dumpster fire.
But y'all can find me on Snapchat, Instagram, Momo_Chiquito. Holla at me if you wanna show me some love.
All right, where can they find you once more, Emmanuel?
Yes, Instagram, Black Broward, and Facebook, Emmanuel George, EMMANUEL space GEORGE.
So yeah, man. Thank you for listening, guys, and we will be back with y'all next week with another episode. Of
New Year's Eve episode.
New Year's Eve episode. That's
Oh,
right.
I'm not the last one of the year.
Yeah, not the
man.
last. Second to
okay.
last.
Second to last.
That's
Second
fine.
to
That's fine. That's
You'll
cool.
be the
Second to
next one I'm gonna put out though.
Yes,
Second to
yes, yes.
There you
Probably
go.
what's today? Today.
Who y'all gonna have on the last episode?
I think it's just gonna be us.
Yeah,
So us-
No,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It'll be like a year in review type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
We're just-
dope.
So we're just gonna keep it just the three of us on that one.
Yeah. We'll have live video, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
we'll see. We'll see.
I'll hit serve with a sword. We'll see what goes. We'll see what goes down.
But yeah, man. So thank you for listening, guys,
Warhammer.
and we will definitely talk to y'all next week.
Peace.